Hey, it's Aaron, and today I'm sitting in a Hyundai Ioniq 6. So the 6 is the largest of the electric sedans in Hyundai's new EV lineup. This came out in 2023. For 2024, pretty much the same. Doesn't really change that much. A couple of content things. So this is a really nice sedan. So I've driven a fair number of EVs now. A couple of the competitors for this. Personally, I prefer the station wagon style, so I like the Kia EV6, things like that. But for sedans, this is one of the better ones. I like the design. It's kind of Porsche-esque in its looks outside. And then it's just a nice setup on the inside. It shares a lot in common with the other Hyundai and Kia electric vehicles. Fast charging battery, very well done battery, and just a nice platform overall. So on this interior walkthrough, I just want to walk through and show you what there is for buttons and switches. There isn't a whole lot in here, but it doesn't need a lot of stuff, and it does have physical switches for the stuff that matters. So let's get started. So we usually start at the door. You can see this just big handle opening running across here. That is your door handle for shoving and pulling the door. Up here is the release with a physical lock. Well, there should be a physical lock. There isn't. Physical or latch release right here, so it's a regular latch. On the outside, they're a little pop-up kind. You've seen them on most of Hyundai and Kia's electrics by now. And then here is your door locks, I believe. No, those are seat memories. I got it backwards. Those are seat memories there. And then you have, that's it for on the door. I love this part though. This stuff is really cool. It just feels neat. And then these door pockets that will hold a few things, but you won't get a big water bottle in there unless you lay it down. The vents, you can see the vent here. They look inadequate until you use them, and then you find out that they put out a lot of air. Those are actually good vents. Down here, you got a bunch of stuff. Let me see if I can get this without any glare. So parking brake, pull and push, right? So pull to set, push to release. You have to have your foot on the pedal to release that brake. And damn it, where's all this glare coming from? There we go. So you have to push to, you have to have your foot on the brake to push this to release it, but it automatically releases when you shift into gear. Here is your mirror controls. So you can fold them in with this, left and right, control with the pad there. Over here you got brightness for your instrument cluster and infotainment screen. This opens the charging port just like a battery would. You can also close it with this, interestingly enough. And here is the rear hatch. Same difference, push it to open it and stuff. And then this turns off the traction control should you ever need to do that. Down there is the hood release. There isn't really a frunk in this. You can store some stuff up there if you have to, but basically the amount of storage that there is maybe good enough to shove your charging cord in. That's about it. So don't expect a whole lot of storage up there. Then you can see my foot is on the dead pedal. And then the standard sport pedals down there. Adjustable steering and all of that too. Now let's look at the steering wheel. You can see Hyundai's little pixels. So the pixel thing is kind of Hyundai's Ioniq styling. So they like to put these all over the place. They're on the headlights, the tail lamps, the extras. They're all over the place. And they're kind of cool, but, not that cool. Now, over here on the left side, these are the usual Hyundai Kia buttons, so they're really nice and easy to use. Over here on the left side, you're mostly looking at cruise control and some driver information kind of stuff. So cruise control is here. You can see this will open and close menus. I'll show you more of that later. Here's your traveling distance, but for the adaptive cruise, set, reset, and then you can see you can push it to pause or cancel it, and then, or resume it, pause and resume, sorry. And then over here is your lane keeping assist, which is pretty decent in this car. It works like most of the Hyundai systems do. This will page up and down on the driver information menus. And then down here, you got a drive mode button. So you push this feels like you should turn it. See, because it's got these edges. I just wanted to point that out. Anyway, you push this and choose driving modes. Might as well look at them now. There's your basic set right there. That's it. So I've just been in normal most of the time. Sport mode feels a little faster, but you know, it's not that much faster. It's already a pretty fast car. Yeah, it wouldn't be Tracy Chapman's fast car. It would be a quick car, which means it gets up to speed quickly, not that it goes really fast. On this side of the steering wheel, you can see you've got your mode here. That's controlling the infotainment. So this is going to be your input for the radio, that kind of thing. Then you have your voice control right here, which is okay in here. Here's your star button. So if you're like me, you've been in here listening to like Sirius XM Liquid Metal and stuff and just starring everything. And then over here you got your telematics, your telephone stuff. Here's a volume control for the radio, and then this goes up and down between tracks, stations, favorites, whatever you got set. So that's cool. Now here's my big beef. Hyundai's going over to these steering mounted shifters down here. I don't like them. They're easy to use, it's easy to understand it, and at least I can see it. See, so way up here where my face is, I can still see it. So I know what I'm doing with it. I just don't like the placement. Two reasons for that. One, it's down here near my knee where I feel like I'm going to bump it all the time. So far I haven't on this one. I did in the Kona, but I haven't in this. But also, there's another dongle directly above it that's for the windshield and stuff. You use this all the time while you're driving. Feels too easy. I keep having to look to make sure I'm not grabbing this, even though they're different sizes, they're in different locations, they feel different to your hand. Doesn't matter. I instinctively assume I'm grabbing the wrong one. I had the same issue with rotary dials before they started making them feel completely different and be much larger than the other dials in the car. So up down here you got this, right? So you twist this to get drive, neutral, reverse, and you push the button on the end to park. That's basically it for this. Up here you've got windshield wipers. So you pull it to wash and go up and down, and goes up and down. There is no rear wiper, which is kind of a bummer because of the angle of the windscreen, or the rear glass. Anyway, over here you got your signal turns. You can see the lighting. I have it on auto, but you can see where the lighting is, and then for your brights back here, and then the other paddle shifter. So you can use this paddle shifter, maybe both of them, but I know the paddle shifters, you can use them, especially this one, to slow you down. So they aren't really for gearing. They're more about how aggressive do you want the deceleration to be for your battery regen, that kind of stuff. Now, I want you to look at both of these screens, see how big they are. So let's look at this screen first. Now, I promised to look at this driver information button, so let's do that. Boom. Stuff comes up, and I can go through the different options in the menus. Some of them, if you're looking, you'll see a little indicator. Whoops, that last one had one, and this one doesn't, of course. So you see the little indicator on the right hand side shows that there are 3 different things here. You can flip through those using this. So that's pretty cool. And then there you go. I like this screen mostly because we've been having weather this week. So you can see snow on the ground. And this shows me where the traction is going. The other screen that is similar to this shows your PSI for all of your tires. Pretty neat. And I like the system, and I like the look of this screen. It's just a really good looking screen. Your MPH is over here the whole time. There is no head-up display on this particular one, but your MPH is over here. Your battery is over there, and it's showing me, showing me 142 miles of range. I think we're at about 60%. Yeah, you can see that down there, 60%. A few other things on this screen that are kind of useful, I guess. I haven't really looked at them that much because they're not that useful. Stuff up here that lights up when it's activated, so adaptive cruise and that kind of stuff. So that's pretty cool. And then here is your gear indicator, in case you don't know what gear you're in, even though it lights up on that thing too. Now, infotainment screen. There's a lot of happening on here. This is kind of like the default screen. This is kind of this is where we're going to start out. This is where we're at. This is what's going on screen. You can push pretty much anything on that screen and have other stuff come up. So if I want to look at, that was the clock. It's a little slow on the uptake sometimes. But if I want to see, here's what I can see with the vehicle's battery. You can also go through, look at your charging info and all that kind of stuff that's happening on this, which is pretty neat. And then your maps are over there. And yeah, we're at a nice and balmy 45. So most of this snow is all slushy and melty right now. Down below that big infotainment screen, you can see there's the Duke's lights, more vents. These are really good vents. I mentioned that already. So down here, you got a start button, physical volume knob, and then you got physical buttons for map, nav, and media, and your star, and then your tuning is with this, and then you have your cameras, parking cameras and parking radars right there. And then you can see the climate here. Use this to go up and down. Push that for automatic climate. It is dual zone in here, so you can do this one different than that one. And then all these are the physical buttons I really want to have in a car. I don't want to have to go through all of that to find this stuff. So other automakers, take note. Now down here, got a wireless charging pad right there. Got a USB-A right here, and this right here lights up when you're charging up there. Down here you got some drink holders. They're pretty good. Over here we've got the door locks are right here. Takes a second to get used to that. Windows are right here, and the back windows right here. Then you see the window lock, and then here's your auto hold, which is like, you know, when you're on a hill or something, so you don't roll back. Honestly, I have no idea why this is in here, because this car doesn't do anything until you touch the pedal. It will just sit. So I don't know why that's there. Maybe it's launch control and they just couldn't call it that because insurance rates or something. I don't know. Anyway, here is some USB-Cs, another spot to dump stuff that this lid does not get in the way of, and then some storage down in there. This is kind of a leatherette seating that's in here. Again, with the pixels, kind of their thing for this car. I love the swoopiness. See if I can get an angle where you can see that, this swoopiness. It's physical in the plastic, but it's softer plastic. It's just really cool. And then that right there, that plate and all of this, it's just a really, really cool looking interior. Back seats are pretty decent. You can get adults back there. They're not terrible. It's about the size of any mid-sized car. And a decent sized trunk. I'll try to show you a quick video of that. And that's basically where we're at. That's the quick interior walkthrough of the 2023 in this case, but the 24 model was roughly the same. Hyundai Ioniq 6. So, yeah. I really like this car. I don't love it, but I really like it. It's a great car. I think it's a good job, and it hits enough of a market that people will be interested in it. I'm hoping, I did a bunch of B-roll, so I'm hoping I can do a narrated walk around. The weather's just not conducive to doing a real one. Anyway, and I'm kind of out of time. So, yeah, I think that's it. This has been Aaron, Hyundai Ioniq 6. Talk to you again soon.